Next come to strain type insulator. So when we are talking about the dead end of the line, there is a corner or sharp curve, then the line is subjected to a greater tension. So in order to relieve the line of excessive tension, strain insulators are used. Okay, see the diagram of strain insulators here in the slide. Okay, that is the dead end. Okay, so to the when it is a dead end, then obviously there is a greater tension. So for low voltage line, okay, which is less than 11 kV, normally shackle insulators are used as strain insulators, but for high voltage transmission lines, strain insulators consist of an assembly of suspension type insulators, and this is shown in the figure. Okay, we have see the figure, you can understand here that we have used suspension type insulators, okay, by assembling them. Okay, here the disc of strain insulators are used in vertical plane, and when the tension in line is exceedingly high, as at long reverse spans, two or more strings are used in parallel there. Okay, and strain type insulators normally horizontally suspended and they are used to handle mechanical stress and take the pressure of conductor at the end of transmission line at the sharp corner or curve over the river crossings. Okay, and normally I told you strain insulators typically used for high voltage transmissions. Okay, and when it is high voltage transmission, we are using suspension type insulators there when it is greater than 11 kV. Okay, now come to the next insulator, that is shackle type insulator. So when we are talking about shackle type insulator, okay, normally when we are talking about the early days, the shackle insulators were used as strain insulators. Okay, but nowadays these are frequently used for low voltage distribution lines, and these insulators are used either in a horizontal position or in a vertical position. This can be directly fixed to the pole with a bolt or to the cross arm. See the diagram of shackle type insulators here, you can understand. Okay, see the diagram here. See the diagram, shackle type insulator. This is the diagram, shackle type insulator. Here also shackle type insulator, and here shackle type insulator. So when we are talking about shackle type insulators, okay, these insulators are used for horizontal positions in or in a vertical positions, and these are directly fixed to the pole with a bolt or to the cross arm. Okay, I told you here. Okay, and the conductors in the groove is fixed with a soft binding wire. Okay, now come to the next insulator, that is stay type insulator. So when we are talking about stay type insulator, these are see the diagram, these are stay type insulators. Okay, these are our stay type insulators. Okay, when we are discussing stay type insulator, so these are called actually stay type insulators or egg insulators, and normally these are primarily used to event stay wires for becoming energized from accidentally, okay, broken live wires. Okay, and the function of of the stay type insulator is to provide insulation between stay clamps and transmission poles. Stay insulators are mounted at height of at least 3 meters or 118 inches from the ground level. So this finishes our discussion about the types of insulator. Now I want to discuss about the potential distribution over suspension type insulator string. So when we are talking about a string of suspension type insulator, which is consists of a number of porcelain discs and are connected in series through a metallic link. See the diagram I have shown you that the suspension type insulators are connected in series. Okay, here I have shown 3 discs three disc string of suspension type insulators are suspended. Okay, and here the porcelain portion of the each disc is in between two metal links. Therefore, each disc forms a capacitor C. Okay, which is shown in figure also. Okay, in my figure 2, I have shown the capacitance as because of the porcelain present. Okay. So for that I have shown the capacitance is C in figure 2, and this is known as mutual capacitance or self capacitance. Similarly, if you are talking about the mutual capacitance also, then the charging current would have been the same through all the discs, and consequently voltage across each unit would have been same, that is V by 3. So for that reason, in my figure 2, I have shown the voltage across each capacitor is V by 3. Similarly, okay, if you are talking about the actual practice, suppose you are talking about the actual practice, then the capacitance also exists between metal fitting of each disc and the tower or earth. Okay, so this is known as shunt capacitance, so which is C1. Okay, see the figure 3, there I have shown the shunt capacitance also. Okay, the series capacitance, and in my figure 2 I have shown the series capacitance, but now when we are talking about the shunt capacitance, okay, then I have shown in my figure 3 the shunt capacitance, which is denoted by C1. So due to shunt capacitance, charging current is not the same through all the disc of the string. Therefore, the voltage across each disc will be different, obviously. And for that, the disc nearest to the line conductor will have maximum voltage, and similarly, the disc farthest from the line conductor has minimum voltage. So by referring the figures, we can here write the voltage as in see the figure. So the lower voltage is V3, or which is near about conductor. Okay, similarly the next one, the voltage is V2, and the final one the next voltage is next voltage distribution is V1. Okay, as we are talking about the number of discs, here we have connected as 3. Okay, so 3 voltages will be there, V1, V2 and V3. Here V3 is the voltage near the conductor. Okay, near the last, across the last disc. Okay, here we can tell the potential distribution over the string suspension type insulator as per the following point. So the voltage, see the points now. Okay, here I can tell the voltage impressed on a string of suspension type insulator does not distribute itself uniformly across the individual disc due to the presence of shunt capacitance. already we have discussed these things. So this is a part we can talk about, that here when we are talking about the suspension type insulator, here the voltage distribution is not uniform. That means as we are talking about the shunt capacitance. Similarly, our next point, the disc nearest to the conductor has maximum voltage across it, and similarly which is near the crossbar, the voltage across that is minimum. Okay. Similarly, the next one, the unit nearest to the conductor is under maximum electrical stress, obviously, and which is likely to be punctured. Therefore, we must provided equalized potential across each unit. Okay. And similarly, the next point is, if the voltage impressed across the string where DC, then the voltage across each unit will be same. Okay, obviously in our previous discussion I was talking about for AC system only, but if it is DC, then the voltage across each unit will be same. It is because the insulator capacitance are ineffective when we are talking about DC. Okay. So now we should discuss about string efficiency. So string efficiency, when we are talking about string efficiency, before that we know the voltage applied across the string of suspension type insulator is not uniformly distributed across the various units of disc. So the disc nearest to the conductor is of higher potential than the other discs. Therefore, unequal potential distribution is undesirable, and that should be expressed in terms of string efficiency. So the ratio of voltage across the voltage to the the ratio of voltage across the whole string to the potential, when we are talking about the string efficiency. So here the string efficiency is what? It is the ratio of voltage across the whole string to the product of a number of discs and the voltage across the disc nearest to the conductor is known as string efficiency. That means mathematically I can write string efficiency is voltage across the string divided by N into voltage across disc nearest to the conductor, where N is the number of discs in the string. Okay, that is string efficiency. And the string efficiency is important. Since it decides the potential distribution along each and every string, and the greater the string efficiency, the more uniform is the voltage distribution, and the 100% string efficiency is an ideal case that should be possible in DC, and for which the voltage across the disc will be exactly the same. Okay, when we are talking about the 100% string efficiency, then for that the voltage across each disc should be exactly same when it is DC only. Okay, now we have to talk about mathematical expression to understand the string efficiency. So see the diagram. Okay, and here by already we have talked about the diagram in our previous slides. Okay, so when you see the diagram, so the shunt capacitance here is C1, and obviously the series capacitance was C. Okay, without shunt, when we are considering without the shunt capacitance, the series capacitance are C, which are same at each of the, or which are same for each of the insulators. Okay, but when we are considering the shunt capacitance, there will be in the C1. Okay, is another capacitance produced due to the shunt value. Okay, so when we are talking about the mathematical expression of 3 discs, okay, by assuming 3 discs, So C1 will be, I can write C1 will be Kc, where K is the self capacitance. Okay, and C1 is in form of K of cell capacitance. Okay, now starting from the cross arm or tower, the voltage across each unit is V1, V2 and V3. Okay, and applying Kirchhoff's law now, or Kirchhoff's current law, to the node A. See the diagram. Now we are applying the Kirchhoff's law or Kirchhoff's current law to node A. We can get I2 is same as I1 plus capital I1. Capital I2 is equal to capital I1 plus small I1. Agree? Similarly, when writing I2, what will be I2? I2 will be V2 omega C. Okay, because the voltage across where the current I2 is present, the voltage across that capacitor is what? V2. So I can write V2 omega C is equal to V1 omega C plus V1 omega C1. Now I can write V2 omega C is equal to V1 omega C plus V1 omega Kc, because C1 is Kc. Okay, so I can write V2 is equal to V1 whole into 1 plus K. Then applying Kirchhoff's current law to the node B, we can get I3 is what? I2 plus capital I3 is what? Capital I2 plus small I2. Okay, so I can write V3 omega C is equal to V2 omega C plus V1 plus V2 omega C1. So here I can write V3 omega C as V2 omega C plus V1 plus V2 omega Kc. Okay, so now I can write V3 is equal to V2 plus V1 plus V2K, which is equal to KV1 plus V2 whole into 1 plus K, which is equal to KV1 plus V1 whole into 1 plus K square, which is equal to V1 whole into K plus 1 plus K square, and which is equal to V3. That means V3 is what? When you are deriving V3, that will be V3 will be equal to V1 whole into 1 plus 3K plus K square. Now voltage between conductor and earth is what? B is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So the whole voltage will be V1 plus V1 whole into 1 plus K plus V1 whole into 1 plus 3K plus K square, which is equal to V1 whole into 3 plus 4K plus K square. So I can write V is V1 whole into 1 plus K whole into 3 plus K. So we can write now by combining combining the above equations. See the equation 1, 2 and 3. By combining these, we can write V1 by 1 is same as V2 by 1 plus K square is same as V3 by 1 plus 3K plus K square, which is equal to V by 1 plus K whole into 3 plus K. So the voltage across top unit will be V, which is V1 will be V by 1 plus K whole into 3 plus K. Similarly, the voltage across unit from top, that is voltage across second unit from the top, that is V2, which is V1 whole into 1 plus K, and the voltage across the third unit from top, that is V3, which is equal to V1 whole into 1 plus 3K plus K square, and the percentage of string efficiency is what? Voltage across string divided by N into voltage across disc nearest to the conductor into 100, which is V by 3 into V3 into 100. Okay, this finishes the string efficiency. This finishes the mathematical expression of the string efficiency. Thank you very much.